Trumps arrived in Rome last night, and their first engagement this morning was a headliner in the global tour which they are currently part-way through, meeting with Pope Francis at the Vatican. Both the First Lady, Melania Trump, and the First Daughter, Melania Trump, accompanied the president to the high-profile engagement, and both chose to honor the traditional Vatican dress codes by wearing black, long-sleeved dresses and veils, the former even choosing to honor her host nation by wearing Italian label Dolce & Gabbana. It was a somewhat unexpected move, especially given recent news that Pope Francis is keen to relax the strict dress codes to which women must conform to, when attending private papal audiences. Earlier in the week, Melania and Melania raised eyebrows when they met key figures in Saudi Arabia, without wearing headscarves, as Saudi women are required to do by law. Although there is no such obligation for foreign women to do the same, Donald Trump criticized Michelle Obama when she didn't cover her head visiting the country in 2015. Although the First Lady and First Daughter dressed modestly, they did it in their own way. Largely, the duo has stuck with their signature takes on power dressing throughout, wearing white sheath dresses and nipped skirt suits by American labels like Michael Kors and Oscar de la Renta, and in Melania's case giving a taste of her sense of glamour by stepping off the plane in a flashy gold belt and choosing a jewel-hued gown by Makeup for an evening dinner. Only when Melania visited Jerusalem's Western Wall did she cover her head as is custom for Jewish women when visiting the site. Trump converted to Judaism prior to her 2009 marriage to Jared Kushner. So why the immaculate towing of the line at the Vatican? As Pope Francis had been one of Donald Trump's most vocal critics, it was likely deemed to be in everyone's best interests that today went smoothly, starting with the clothes. Traditionally, under Pope Benedict XVI and all those before him, the rule was that women should wear black to meet His Holiness, covering up with full sleeves and a mantilla, the lace veil traditionally worn in the Roman Catholic Church. Only a handful of queens and princesses from Catholic regions are permitted to wear white, according to the traditional privilege du blanc, or privilege of the white rule. When Princess Charlene of Monaco met Pope Francis last January, for example, she exercised the privilege, wearing a chic crepe jacket and white driving gloves, with her white mantilla and nude heels. In the past, anyone who wore white was at risk of offending the privileged few. Cherie Blair did when she met Pope Benedict XVI, in 2006, and subsequent headlines about the woman, with a grand idea of herself, were beamed around the world the next day. It's widely understood, however, that Pope Francis sees himself as a modern pope, and has now eased the strict dress code once adhered to by the Queen, and more. When Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, met the Pope in April, she wore a champagne-hued dress by British label Anna Valentine and, despite defying all Vatican dress codes, it wasn't a faux pas, as His Holiness had welcomed the look. Things have become more relaxed over the last few years. There are no hard and fast rules, a spokesperson for the Vatican explained. That said, First Ladies, celebrities, and members of the public still tend to stick to the traditional codes, even if they aren't officially required to. Michelle Obama wore a black dress, with a mantilla when she met Pope Benedict XVI in 2009, and Amal Clooney wore a sharp black skirt suit with a matching hat when she met Pope Francis, in May 2016. It's no wonder, in that case, that Melania opted for a traditional lace mantilla, and Melania a slightly more modern net veil. If you're erring on the side of caution, it is surely always the safest bet to stick with tradition.